Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dayna from This Pixie Creates, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the Stargazer coaster. So last week I shared the Stargazer Pot Holder. This is the exact same pattern, but instead of working 9 rounds, we're only going to crochet 6, and then we're going to end with the reverse single crochet border. So if you guys already have the pattern memorized, then you can just skip ahead to the border. There are timestamps included throughout the video, so you can skip to that. Otherwise, let's dive into the tutorial and gather our supplies. Okay guys, so the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to make a chain circle. So the way to do that is we're just going to make a slip knot, place it on our hook, and we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, going into that first chain, we're going to insert our hook and we're going to make a slip stitch to make a little ring or circle. So now chain 2, if you stretch out your circle a little bit, you're going to see this center here. We're going to be working into that center space for round 1. So going into that center, we're going to make 12 double crochets. So to do that, yarn over, insert your hook into the space, yarn over and draw up a loop. We should have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. So we're going to make 12 of these in total. That beginning chain 2 that we worked, it doesn't count as a stitch. And that's going to be true for the remainder of this pattern. The beginning chain never counts as a stitch. To join this round, we are going to insert our hook not into this chain 2, but into our first double crochet. Under the front and back loops, we're going to make a slip stitch. And that completes round 1. For round 2, we're going to chain 2, and into this first double crochet, we're going to make a double crochet. We're also going to make a front post double crochet. So the way to do that is we're going to insert our hook around this stitch. So we're going to yarn over and go underneath this stitch. Okay, so we have it up on our hook right now. We're going to yarn over, pull the yarn behind that stitch. We have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Okay, so that's a front post double crochet. So we always work it around our stitch. Into the next double crochet, we're going to make 1 double crochet like normal. We're also going to make a front post double crochet. So around that same stitch, we're going to make a front post double crochet. We're going to do that all the way around. So in every stitch, we're going to work 1 double crochet and 1 front post double crochet around that same stitch. So we are at the end of the round. Before we continue, we should have a total of 24 stitches. And so what that will be is 12 double crochets and then 12 front post double crochets. We are going to join this round with a slip stitch. But if you are changing color, instead of just making a slip stitch here, what we're going to do is actually change color now. So we're going to go back to our front post double crochet, and when we get to this step here with the 3 loops on our hook, we're going to yarn over and just pull through the first 2 loops and drop your yarn. We can leave a tail and trim that color because we don't need it. So loop the yarn around your finger and pull that through the last 2 loops of your stitch, And that is how you change color invisibly. And now with the new color, we're going to go into that first stitch of the round and make a slip stitch to end round 2. So this is what it should be looking like at this point. We're going to start with a chain 2. It doesn't count as a stitch. And see how we have this double crochet here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a front post double crochet around that stitch. All right. And then into the next stitch, this is the front post double crochet from round 2. We're going to make 2 double crochet into the same stitch. We're going to repeat that around. So in every double crochet, we're going to work a front post double crochet around it. And in every front post double crochet, we're going to make 2 double crochets. And we're going to repeat this all the way around. Okay guys, we are at the end of round 3, and what we're going to do is make our final double crochet. So we're going to go into that same stitch. Always we're ending with 2 double crochet. Before we finish that final yarn over, we're actually going to drop this color, leave a tail, trim it, and we are going to pick up our new color. Pull that new color through the last 2 loops on your hook to complete the stitch. And now to end the round, we are going to go into that first double crochet. So this is our first double crochet. Join with a slip stitch, and we're going to start round 4. For round 4, we're going to start with a chain 2, and into this first double crochet, we are going to make just a regular double crochet. And we are also going to make a front post double crochet around this stitch. So going underneath that front post double crochet, into the next 2 stitches, which are just double crochet, we're going to make 1 double crochet in each stitch. That's going to be our repeat pattern. So we're going to do that a total of 12 times all the way around. So whenever we see a front post double crochet, we're going to make 1 regular double crochet in it, and we're also going to make a front post double crochet around that stitch. And then for these 2 double crochets, we're going to make 1 double crochet in each stitch. Alright guys, we're at the end of round 4. Our last stitch of the round is just going to be double crochet. And as you guys can see, I've stopped before the final yarn over because I'm gonna leave a tail and change color. So pull the new color through the last 2 loops on your hook. That completes our stitch. Now we are going to skip that chain 2, and we're gonna go right into the first stitch of the round, make a slip stitch, and close the round. So this is what the end of round 4 should look like. To start round 5, we're going to chain 2. Into that first stitch, which is our double crochet, we're going to make 1 double crochet. Into this front post double crochet, we're going to go around it and make a front post double crochet. Into the next stitch, we're going to make a double crochet. And into this stitch right here. This one I want you guys to take note of. In round 4, we have 1, 2, 3 regular double crochets. So this right here is the second double crochet, and we're going to consider that our center double crochet. So we're going to do our increase here. So we're going to make 1 double crochet in this stitch, and we're also going to front post double crochet around it. So if you guys would like to, you can mark all of these center double crochet stitches so that you remember where they are. So we're going to repeat this all the way around. So I'm going to show you guys this one more time. And in the next double crochet, we're going to make just a regular double crochet. Into the front post double crochet, we're going to work a front post double crochet. Into the next stitch, we're going to make a double crochet. Into the next stitch, which also happens to be that center double crochet, we're going to make a double crochet, and we're also going to front post double crochet around it. Okay, we are at the end of round 5, so we have one last stitch to work into. So this one right here is considered our center double crochet. So we're going to end with a double crochet in that stitch and a front post double crochet around it. Okay, but before we do our final yarn over, guys, we're going to change color. With the new color, pull it through those 2 loops on our hook. And we're going to find our first stitch, so we're going to skip that chain 2 and work into that first stitch. Make a slip stitch. Okay, so this is what the end of round 5 should look like. To start round 6, we are going to chain 2, and into that first stitch, we are going to make 2 double crochets. So 1, 2. Into the next stitch, this is a front post double crochet, so we're going to do a front post double crochet around it. We have 2 double crochets here, so we're going to make 1 double crochet in each stitch. Into the next stitch, this is a front post double crochet, so we're going to work a front post double crochet around it. And that is our pattern repeat. So we're going to do that one more time just to show you. Into this first double crochet, we're going to make 2 double crochets. Into the next stitch, we're going to work a front post double crochet. Into the next 2 stitches, we're going to work 1 double crochet in each stitch. And the pattern repeat ends on this stitch right here, which is our next front post double crochet. We're going to work a front post double crochet around it. So I want you guys to repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay guys, so we're at the end of round 6, and if we're making the coaster, what we're going to do is we're going to obviously skip that first chain 2, and we are going to make a slip stitch into the first stitch of the round to close it. To start the reverse single crochet border, we're going to chain 1, and instead of going to the left like we normally would if we were making regular single crochets, we're actually going to go towards the right. So this is our first stitch of the round. We're going to skip it, and we're actually going to go into the last stitch of the round because that one is to the right of our chain 1. So into that stitch, go underneath the front and back loops. Okay, now here what we're going to do is instead of yarning over, the yarn is going to sit underneath our crochet hook, and we're going to pull up a loop. That's called a yarn under. Now yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook to complete your single crochet. So we've made our first reverse single crochet. We're going to do that a couple more times. So into the next stitch to the right, we're going to go underneath the front and the back loops. Our yarn is going to sit underneath our hook, so we're going to yarn under and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through both loops. Okay, one more time. To the right, we're going to go into that stitch under the front and the back loops. We're going to yarn under, draw up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. So we're going to do that all the way around. It is a bit time consuming, but just take your time because tension is really important with this stitch. And I'll meet you guys back here at the end of the round to show you how to do an invisible join so that you can't tell where you fastened off. We have one last stitch to work into, and as you guys can see, this is the first stitch of the round. So we're going to complete our last stitch into there. To fasten off, we are going to pull up the loop on our hook, keep pulling to make a nice long tail. When you're ready, you can trim your tail. I've already done this. I've run out of yarn. When you have your tail, thread it through the yarn needle. Okay, now find your first stitch of the round, which is right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go from the back to the front. We're going to pick up the 2 loops of this reverse single crochet. And we're going to pull the yarn needle and the tail through there. And now what we're going to do is insert our hook from back to front in any kind of space that we can find. Pull it through, and that's just so that the yarn tail is now at the back of our work, and we can weave our tail through a few stitches, make a knot to secure it, and then trim it when we're ready. So this is what your seam should be looking like. It's a lot better than having like a little knot up here that you can see. I hope you guys enjoyed making these Stargazer coasters. They're just so pretty. If you enjoyed the tutorial, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye.